stream and go get the copy of the stream so that we can share it. Hopefully, I'm actually getting all my audio here. Cool.
Now, we're going to start in media res, as they say. As we see your druid Rin Earthsong, traveling through the woods, following a stream, heading upriver, alone through the jungle, completely at ease, being that he's trained in naturecraft and whatnot. And he's thinking, he's lost in thought about what brought him to this place. And we get a little flashback, kind of a vignette mode, as we see him in his you were living outside of town, right? Like kind of a hermity lifestyle?
Yeah, I live on the outskirts. My parents own an inn, if I remember correctly.
Okay. And we're seeing you reading the note that I've posted in the handouts, how your friend Green Shield has recently passed, and you have been requested to come to Volger for his funeral, which brings us to the present. And as you're traveling the road, let's do this. Let's go to the poster map here. I don't know why the music got all dramatic for a minute, but
it's my hometown.
Yes, I added.
Hey, it's just gonna be you and Jim for a
for a
sec.
little bit. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I just gotta run downstairs real quick.
Okay. And Volger's over here, so it's maybe 2 days walk. But as I said, you're a druid. You know the lands. You know the temperament of the woods around these areas, so it's not that far of a walk. In fact, you've probably been there once or twice before. You set up camp for the night. And I'm unprepared. Look at that. You bed down. You get your perimeter set up. You don't have anybody to take watch, but you sleep light. You've had training with this sort of thing. I'm just gonna kind of hand wave it away. When you find yourself starting awake, in the middle of the night.
Ooh, nice
Don't
music.
move your token around just yet.
Nope. Nice music.
You find yourself standing in the center of a forest clearing. Clashing steel echoes from the thickets beyond, but as you look around, you see piles of bodies covering the ground. One of the fallen clutches something against their chest. You're not sure what it is, but you feel the urge to reach for it. But before you can, it glows and flashes with intense light.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I hate doing that. Sorry.
I know. I'm still skimming this, right? As this happens, you wake up. Like the flash of light brings you out of whatever this dream is, and you wake up. But your campsite is different. You kind of sit up in your bedroll, and lying next to you is the object you saw in your dream. It's an amulet with the image of a blue phoenix emblazoned on the front of it.
I gingerly reach out to touch it.
Okay. Your fingers brush against it, feeling that it is cold and metal and definitely corporeal. But no tingles of magic or anything disturbing to it. As you go to pick it up off the ground, though, it disappears.
And
as it does, there's like a pulse of energy. You kind of get knocked on your butt, not enough to hurt you, but you see all the trees and brush around you get blown back as if by like a wave. And beyond the vegetation where the blast went, you see a crumbling stone structure unearthed. The roof is pierced by the trunk of an immense tree, but the walls are mostly intact. There is a large empty doorframe leading inside, which for the purposes of your screen, your token, the doorframe is down this way, so you want to walk around the perimeter of the building.
All right. I do. I'm looking around, trying to see if I hear anybody, because, somebody left that thing, right? Oh, look, I can see through the wall.
I won't make you make a perception check. The sounds of the forest are not gone. It's not one of those unnaturally silent types of nature situations. You can hear the creaking of the tree inside the ruin. But you've been through these woods multiple times. You do not remember this ruin ever being here.
I definitely don't remember that tree.
And as you approach the doorway, you feel more than hear a faint voice softly calling your name from inside. It's as if it's on the wind, and when you go to listen for it, it's gone.
Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna approach that tree.
Okay. The tree, visible from the outside, breaks through the floor and stretches through the collapsed ceiling. Around it, there are broken statues lining the remaining walls, standing in crumbling alcoves.
Are the statues people that I recognize in any way?
Make a religion check.
Religion.
Okay. You're not a scholar by any means, but you have done, research on or come across items talking about the former gods of Kryn. And it appears to you that these statues are supposed to represent the missing gods. As you approach the tree, one of the statues begins to give off a faint glow.
Does it happen to have a blue phoenix symbol on it?
As you approach and get closer, the glow creates a spectral semblance of what the statue used to look like in the past. I have an example of an image, but it is not your god in particular, but I will show you.
That's okay.
What I mean. Oh, come on. Oh, you're gonna do this to me today? Is that what's going on? Hold on, I need to refresh. Because I had it popped out, and you know how sometimes roll 20, if you close something you popped out, it's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So the stone parts are there, and the blue kind of
fills in the gaps.
Fills in the gaps and kind of shows you what it was supposed to be.
And it's Chris.
And let me see. I lost my place because I had to close it. Okay. I assume you approach it.
Yes.
You do see a symbol of a blue phoenix, like on a shield that the statue is holding. As you approach, you hear a voice that you're unfamiliar with in your thoughts. And it's also clutching the item that you thought you grabbed in the forest and it disappeared. You see it kind of hangling from... Hangling? Yeah, it's hangling from the outstretched hand of the statue. And a voice that is rather reassuring says, take my symbol.
Now, do I know who this god is?
Yeah, you have a pretty good idea. From
Okay.
that religion roll from before.
Okay. I will reach out to grab the Hangling medallion.
Okay.
Is it a real medallion?
Yes, it is a real medallion hanging from the statue's hands. The voice says, I desire you to carry my power and my divine message into the world when Kryn needs it most.
What is your message?
Peace and justice, the power of nature. There is a dark force encroaching across the world. You must be my vessel to help drive it back.
All right,
Brethren and I will return soon.
I will bow my head and then put the necklace on.
Okay.
Um,
Not that druids need a holy symbol, but that's basically what you have acquired.
yeah, I like it. I will do all that I can.
As you make that pledge, you feel something like awaken in your spirit, so to speak. And for game terms, you have now gained your
My
spell
magic.
casting abilities. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like you're aware of it, but you're not exactly sure what you're aware of.
Mhm.
You know, you have this idea, and maybe for flavor, you start doing little druid craft, because I believe that's a cantrip, right? Or do you not
Yes.
have it?
Nope, that's a
Yeah.
cantrip. I got it.
And you can just kind of like reach out to the tree, and the tree kind of reaches out back to you, and this is just the strongest connection to nature you've ever felt.
And the first time I've seen magic, right? Other than
Probably-
occasional wizard that
Right.
might be seen.
Right? Yeah. Clerical magic has been unheard of. But maybe because you were, a nature-oriented character, you had done a little bit of learning about the lost gods, and so you were living your life as if you were a druid without the magic. And
With my first act, I will make the tree bloom
okay,
with my
well, that's
druid
easy
clap.
enough.
Yeah.
Well, and as you do that, you see little flower just pop all along its trunk, and you can almost hear it like sigh. You feel the branches stretch out a little bit. The building creaks as the tree branches kind of push against the roof, and a single stream of moonlight just pops through one of the new cracks in the ceiling and just illuminates down where you're standing, and it's just this peaceful little moment.
Well, I think I'm going to make my camp in here.
Right. Well, as you leave the ruin to go back to get your equipment to make your camp, the structure vanishes behind you.
Oh, no.
You step out, and if this was a movie, your back is to it as you're walking toward your camp with a smile on your face. The images of the building begin to fade slowly, and as you grab your bedroll and turn around, the clearing is empty.
Already my god has forsaken me.
And there's no trace of the disturbance or the blast of air, the stuff that knocked down the trees. So there's a moment when you're maybe considering it never actually happened, except that you still hold the amulet. So there's physical proof.
Interesting. Well, I will make sure the amulet is securely around my neck. And I think with the excitement of such a thing, I'm going to start walking towards the city, thinking about what I have taken on here.
Okay, so you pack up your stuff, and you've still got about a day's travel to Vogler. Vogler? And as you do so, I can see how old's your character? Younger?
27.
Right? No, 27. Okay.
Young by
So
our
you're
standards.
occasionally, yeah, you're reaching out using druidcraft to make dandelions bloom, and some bumblebees land on your fingers, and like they're giving you little bumblebee kisses or whatever, and then they fly off, and it's just this attunement with nature that you haven't felt this strongly in really forever. When you arrive in Volgar, that is where your opening ends. Dun 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 dun.
By the way, I really like the music. I don't know if it's something you specifically chose, but I like it.
I just pulled it from Tabletop Audio. I have so many different tracks. I'm hoping to. I try to remember before a game starts to have something for each scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the music. I get antsy when we're playing a game and there's no music.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, no, it's too quiet. Something's wrong here. All right, we're going to cut back to the title page here. And now that Brian is here, we're going to move to...
Brian!
We finished Broken Silence. Now we are doing Eye in the Sky. All right. So, what is your full name? Kael'thar Ilanthir.
Yes.
You are Sylvanesti, I believe?
That is correct.
Okay. And you have aspirations of becoming a mage of high sorcery.
Yep.
Well, while you were doing your research, training, your upbringing in Sylvanost, you received the letter that is in the handouts of the untimely passing of your friend, mentor, whatever relation he was to you, Mr. Greenshield. The music just stopped for some reason.
I hear it.
Okay, it's weird. It stopped for me. I'm gonna jumpstart it again. Which is unfortunate timing because it is also the night of the eye. Every year and a half, the three moons line up in the sky to make what looks like a bloodshot eye. It's the only time non-evil magic users can ever see the black moon because it happens to pass in front of the red one and the white one.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you know that the source of magic comes from the moons, and they're each on a different cycle, whereas the black one circles every 4 days, I think it is. The black one takes over, or the white one's like 3 times that. So it is, like I said, it is every other year, or every year and a half, there's a Night of the Eye, which is a strong night of magic and usually a time when they will test apprentice mages. Which is why you had to make a decision, because the funeral and the Night of the Eye were so close together. You had to do your test. But the mentor, the trainee, the person helping you, says that if you are quick and you pass the test, then they can teleport you to Volgar in time for your ceremony, or for the ceremony. But your test is being held at someplace called the Barb, which is a centuries-old spire that they've converted into a test situation. So ahead of you rises the Barb, a jagged, half-ruined spire of gray stone. Many who aspire to join the Mages of High Sorcery have come here to prove their magical proficiency. The Barb is usually nothing more than a ruin, its construction predating the Cataclysm. But tonight, on the Night of the Eye, when Prin's moons align, the ruin is alive with magic once more. Soft light shines from the archway, leading into the structure. Your mentor, who is nameless at this moment, will just gesture toward the door and say nothing.
Yeah, I go to the door, I guess.
All right. The arch opens into a large atrium lit with flaming sconces and adorned by grand tapestries depicting Kryn's 3 moons. Doors circle the room. The light of the moons cascades through broad windows high above. At the center of the room stands a serene-looking woman with long gray hair and red robes. She nods as you enter.
give her a bow that would be customary for the elves to give to others.
I don't know why I can't see your token.
Hold
Can you see your token?
on, I'm on my... I gotta zoom out.
Oh,
I can, but it's like faded.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's faded. I'm gonna try bringing you back on again.
Oh,
Still
there we
faded.
go. Oh, now it looks normal to me.
Okay, it's faded to me, but I have things on the layers you can't see. So, what can you see at the moment? There is a woman here. I didn't put her on the thing. The red-robed mage extends her hand. She says, I am Rovina. I serve as the barb's caretaker. Welcome to the atrium.
Thank you, Rovina.
Make a perception roll.
Second, my character should get... Oh, it's not closed, it's just minimized. There we go. Come on.
The room that you find yourself in has 4 exits, but the tower that you entered and the room that you... It logically should not have 4 doors, considering when you came in there were not 4 doors. It seems like you're in some kind of a not planar location.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're just perceptive enough to realize you may have stepped out of reality into a different location. Rovina walks towards this door here, and she gestures to it. She says, tonight, you must face the trial in this room. It is only accessible this evening due to the cosmic event above us. The trial will require use of your magic, but carries none of the dangers of a true test of high sorcery. This is merely a taste, a foundation for the real test, if you will. Your goal is to complete the challenge in the room. There are multiple ways to achieve this. You have until sunup, at which point the room will vanish and we will be expelled back to where we came from. Do you have any questions?
I don't believe so.
Then let us begin. She opens the door. The door opens into a wide rotunda with black stone floors and walls carved with elaborate runes. The interior is empty, save for a single pedestal at the room's center. Atop the pedestal, an ornate key balances on its tip. As you enter, the door vanishes. On the opposite side of the room, an identical closed door appears. Over here, if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
And are these actually runes around the walls?
Yes,
Around
the whole
floor?
walls are decorated with runes.
Okay, it doesn't seem like anything pertinent or anything.
Make an Arcana check. You notice at first glance that they are basically scrolls. Well, not on scroll sheets. It's like every spell you've ever learned or understood is written on these walls.
Oh,
What
okay.
this means is if there's a first level spell that you want to cast, if you can find it on this wall, you can cast it as if you had the scroll.
Okay. I will move closer to the key.
You
Can't
try
move it
to,
up.
but you Run into an invisible wall.
Oh, that was intended. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I can see the entire maze on my screen because I've got got it on the GM layer.
All right.
You are free to move as much as the invisible walls will allow you.
All right. Can I go up?
Yeah, if you can move your token, you can go that way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can walk the entire perimeter. So if you need me to, I can put you like next to the door if that's what you want to go and examine. But because it's going to be awkward trying to move some of the angles in here.
Okay. And there's no way. It's just a solid wall all the way around.
It is a solid
As far as I
wall
can tell.
on the outside edge, just covered with magical runes.
No. I mean the invisible wall.
Oh, on the invisible wall, you find an opening right here.
Oh, okay.
You feel along. You just walk with your arm on the wall, and you just walk to that point.
You can't go that way. Go that way. Ah.
Make an intelligence check.
All right. Straight up intelligence.
Wow. Feeling around the walls like this, you spend at least 40 minutes, and you only get to that point, and it occurs to you that this is a test of sorcery. Perhaps there's a spell or three that might help you in this particular situation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you walk to the perimeter, you did get to the door at the far end. It is locked, obviously. That's why there's a key in the middle of the room.
Yeah. I didn't notice anything else about the door.
Nope.
That looks special or out of place. What about the key? Anything in particular that I see now that I'm closer?
It is just an ornate golden key. It does
Right.
not appear to be magical. It just seems to be the key necessary to open the locked door.
Right. Let me look at. See, I'm gonna have to look up the spells. Spells. I can't. I don't know how to look up level 1 spells in the compendium.
You might have to just Google it, because I don't think there's a... I don't think the compendium has a nice, neat spells by level. They should.
No.
Like this music too, Jim?
Oops.
Did I pick good choices?
Yeah, I like it. Are you a wizard?
Yes. Whoa, hold on. Well, I would just said
Yeah.
see if I can cast detect magic, but I think it's pretty obvious there's magic at work here, so I don't even need to
If you type wizard spells in the compendium, it gives you wizard list, and then underneath it's got it broken down by wizard level 1 spells, etc.
Oh.
Okay.
That might help.
Yeah, look at that.
Remember, they're free to cast, basically, if you go back to the wall and search around enough to find the spell you're looking for.
How high is the ceiling in this room?
It is about 15 feet high.
Okay. Let me see. Where is it? I would like to look around, see if I can find how to cast the jump spell.
Okay, make an investigation roll. And we'll put you back out to the outer ring because you're basically walking along the ring to try to find it.
Yeah, that's a low roll.
Yeah, you look and you look and you look and if it's here, it's not. You're not finding it. Maybe another attempt after you've tried some other things.
All right.
Self-imposed penalty. Obviously, if it's a spell you have, you can just cast it. But
yeah,
spells you don't have any of the spells that would help.
Sounds about right. I knew I didn't have jump when I came across it. So.
Well, you don't know if the invisible wall extends all the way to the ceiling either.
Well, that was going to
jump. That's why you're looking for jump. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? I just won't go through.
Right.
I will try magic missile at the wall. Oh no, you said I don't have any of the spells. And I have magic missile.
Oh no, you have any spell you have in your slots you can use. But magic missile can't be targeted at an object.
Oh, you need a target.
At a creature. Or
yep.
something, yeah.
Attack the darkness.
I want to try casting Mage Hand.
Okay.
And see if I can direct it up over the wall to grab the key for me.
Okay. This is when you discover that the invisible walls do in fact extend all the way to the ceiling.
Damn.
What an asshole DM move. You don't know that it goes all the way to the ceiling.
But it does.
You gotta figure it out.
All right. Let's see. So the wall goes to the ceiling. I would have to.
What do you want, Cat? I got no time for you right now.
See if I can find Thunderwave.
Thunderwave.
On the walls.
All right, make an investigation roll. I'll give you advantage because you've got all the time in the world.
Cool. Where do you toggle advantage on this sheet?
Oh, I don't know.
That little Chewbacca noise.
Oh, you switch from automatic to advantage at the top. That's what it is.
Okay.
No, it wasn't a Chewbacca noise, but I guess it could have been.
Ah!
What?
You know what?
That's like my highest skill, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you get it. If I just make it so you try every spell, and when you finally come up with one that will work and it doesn't, can't find it, that's just gonna make it take all night.
Yeah.
So, forget it. We're gonna waive that. You can find any first level spell. You can try that jump after all, and you just hit your head on the ceiling. It doesn't work.
All right.
Hit Thunderwave. You want to do a Thunderwave?
Thunderwave. Cast it at the
All right.
wall.
Okay. You cast it, and there is an echoing reverberation as the room shakes from the blast of noise. But the walls don't seem to be affected.
Mm-hmm.
By now, it's been about 2 hours.
You'll never be a wizard. Wow.
You are trapped forever. Well, until sunup. Yep.
Does it detect magic tell you anything besides the fact that there's magic there? Does it tell you?
Doesn't it put like a sheen or
Oh,
something
yeah.
on magical items?
Components, duration, school, and stuff like that. All right, I'll cast Detect Magic
All
on
right.
this. Or I guess you cast it on
cast-
yourself, right?
You cast Detect Magic on yourself, and suddenly you can see the walls.
Suddenly, Shemore.
Can you see the walls? Did I put them on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they make you
Yeah.
walk a lot.
Now we got a.
They pretty much do, but now that you see it, I could put you there if you want. It takes a while to. Yeah, you basically walk the entire run of that circle.
It's like being at
Might as well
Disney
just put
and
me
follow
there
the
then,
ropes.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah,
quicker.
you see, you're going all the way around and around and around, and you touch every inch of the floor before you finally wind up at the key.
All right, I'm actually going to cast Mage Hand on the key. Or
Okay.
cast Mage Hand and have it grab the key for
To
me,
grab the key just in case.
just in
all right.
case.
The key comes freely off the pedestal and into your hand, or into your mage hand. At which point you have to walk the entire length of the maze back to where you came in, get to where the door is. And
Okay.
just because it's funnier this way, I'm just going to do this. It's going to crash somebody's computer, probably. It's funny. And here we go.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
I can't even see it. I'll have to go back and watch the stream.
Apparently, I cast Longstrider on myself. Not realizing it.
But then you get to the door, and the key fits perfectly. When you open the door, you find Ravina outside waiting for you. She smiles and says, "Congratulations on passing the challenge. Your
I had no
apprenticeship,
doubt I could do it.
your apprenticeship has been accepted. You are now ready to take the next step on your path to becoming a member of the Mages of High Sorcery." She hands you an ornate scroll and a spellbook emblazoned with the symbol of the Mages of High Sorcery. The book is meant to be your spellbook, or you can fill it with your own discoveries. The scroll you must give to a wizard named Wyhan, who resides in the city of Calaman.
Named what?
Wyhan, W-Y-H-A-N.
W-Y-H-A-N. Okay.
She will shepherd you on your next stage of your journey.
Well, Rovina, you've been most gracious. I thank you. And I will take my leave.
You are most welcome. You must not open that scroll under any circumstance, as the contents are meant for Wyhan only.
Understood.
Good
You
luck.
should open the scroll.
Congratulations and good luck. I bid you well in your travels. And when you go back out of the tower, your mentor, apprentice, fellow congratulates you, big claps, high fives. And then he prepares a teleportation to get you to Volgar for your next leg of your journey. Which, coincidentally, when you tell him about your next stage, he goes, "Well, Volgar's right next to Calaman, so that's perfect for you." After the funeral, you can go there and continue your tests.
Oh, excellent.
You are then teleported to Volgar, where you somehow see Jim on the other side of the ring of whatever it is. He's just getting here too, but you don't know him yet, so...
You seem
We are
trustworthy.
Yeah. We are going to go to Calaman. Meanwhile, in Calaman. So, a few things with the rest of you folks. Chris, you are probably living in Calaman. It's one of the northernmost ports on the continent of Kryn, which means it would have the most access to where you would have been from. This is Chris near. I had to remember that Chris Pitts is playing this too. There may even be a handful of other Minotaur in the city, so you're not completely an outcast or a fearful sight. But Calaman is also known as the Beacon of the East. One of the largest cities. Well, it is the largest city in Salamia. It is far from the capital of Palanthas, known as a bastion of trade and safety at the edge of the province of Nightland, which is where the Death Knight Lord Soth resides.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, like that guy. As we open the sequence, the 4 remaining characters of this party have each received a letter, as read in the handout section. But you also have an addendum note pinned to it that says if you need directions or an escort to Volgar, head to the Steady Beacon and find Slag Fohammer, and he will guide you on your way. The Steady Beacon is a tavern, one of the most famous in Calaman. So we find working the docks a Minotaur skilled with sailing ropes and stuff, and he's making a part-time wage tying off a ship to the harbor, finishing up his shift before he, I assume, intends to go meet at the tap room for his journey to Volgar. As he's lashing down one of the ships, and sailors around him are also... Correct me if I make any assumptions on anybody's characters. I'm more than happy to change, but you're tying down a large ship that bears the Solamnic banners with some other dock hands. It's something you do every day, all the time. And so you are basically not paying attention as the gangplank drops, and behind you a few passengers get off, including a young, fresh-faced looking kid, but with the bearing of someone who has heavy military training. Which, at the same time, we have Ven, his first look at Calaman, a much busier, bigger city than where you're from, unless you're from Palanthas. I don't know what your plan was there.
I don't think he ever visited. Continue.
So this is probably the biggest, most number of people you've ever encountered in a single place. The first thing you noticed riding into the harbor is the huge lighthouses, the 2 harbor beacons. They are super vibrant and bright. It's a complex series of mirrors that keep these steady beams shooting out into the foggy Calaman Bay. The city itself is built around a bit of a hill, and on the very top of the biggest hill is Castle Calaman, just perched, where you can see it in almost any corner of the city. And we have 2 more characters. We have, let's see, Chamford. I'm going to assume, since you didn't answer either of my questions, you are probably a Qualinesti elf. I don't think you're a Sylvanesti elf.
I do not remember, but there is a funny language on here, and I don't know if that points in one direction or the other.
Is it Abyssinian?
Yeah,
Yes,
Abyssinian.
it
Yeah, everybody except Chris has Abyssinian, which is
okay.
the language that most people here are speaking. When speaking to Steadyhoof, you basically have to shift into Common, but most people talk in Abyssinian around here. The difference between Qualinesti and Sylvanesti is kind of the difference between Rivendell and Lothlorien elves. I think the Qualinesti are a little less snobby and super proper and more likely to mingle with the other races. And you got to Calaman, I'm probably assuming overland, and have been here for a few days waiting for the date where you're supposed to meet with Slag in Steady Beacon. And our final player is more than likely hanging out at, what's it called? Mulara's Oddities, which is a trinket shop run by a kender.
Yeah.
And she knows every kender in the city, and they love to swap tales and swap goodies, and money is just a pretense. But again, you have a meeting to get to at the Steady Beacon this evening, in fact. And so, if no one has anything in particular they want to do in the city of Calaman, we'll just cut to the moment where you meet up with Slag. So, the Steady Beacon is a tavern that boasts a large tap room, a fish-focused menu, and modest lodgings. Its decor features the broken weapons of defeated bandits. The tavern is a favorite of Calaman soldiers, and most evenings dozens of off-duty troops relax here. So you, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Steady Hoof. You're the first one to walk into the tap room. And all you know is that you're supposed to meet with a dwarf named Slag. It's a bit busy, and the bartender calls out to you and says, "Oi, can I get you a drink?"
Yeah, give me your strongest ale.
Right.
Something that'll put the hair on your naked chest.
Well, I didn't come in today to get insulted, but here you go, sir. Sorry about my not having hair on my chest.
Must be cold.
Enjoy it.
Thanks.
That's why I wear a shirt. Enjoy it. I'm not gonna have you take money out, whatever. We'll just say it comes out of your day's wages to keep the math working. And you have a seat at the bar, or do you have any other actions?
I'll probably have a seat at the bar, see
Okay.
what tales are being spun.
Okay, make a perception roll. Oof. All right. You eye around the tavern. You're listening in on stuff. You hear a few muttered conversations about battles that are supposedly occurring to the east. One of the soldiers is worried that war is coming and they're going to have to start training soon. And the other soldier is like, you're full of it. It's just a rumor. These things aren't coming our way. Are you kidding? I'd be more worried about a Minotaur invasion. And then you feel the eyes on you. You do see at a corner booth near a window a single dwarf just sitting there having a drink. He does continually look up and look around the room. And you catch that he's looking in your direction more than once. But at that point, I'm going to say, let's see, a random number. At that point, Ven, you enter the bar.
Why am I in this bar?
Because this is where you're supposed to meet a guy who's going to take you to Volgar.
Okay.
Are we all looking for the same guy?
Yes, so you're all going to wind up here is
Okay.
basically what's happening.
Do we know what the guy's name is?
Yep, Slag Fohammer.
Okay.
How old is your character, Jamie? Not that there's an age limit for drinking.
He's 19.
19? Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And as you walk in, you see a bartender. She looks up. She's like, she kind of cocks an eyebrow. You lost, kid?
perhaps you could help me find someone I'm looking for.
Oh, I got a lot of people in here. Do you have a name?
Slag? Did you say Foehammer?
Yeah. Yes, I stole it from Forgotten Realms. I mean, you know what I mean.
Right.
Lord of the Rings.
Alright.
It's a dwarf name.
Foehammer.
Foehammer. Yeah, he's right over there. She points over at the door from the corner. Now,
Name of a
there's,
ship in
the-
Halo?
there's a Minotaur seated at the bar. You hear this, Chris. There's no way you wouldn't.
Yeah, Docker's eyes perk up, ears perk up.
His eyes perk up. Nice.
Reveals his musculature and
Ugh.
or flexes it.
You have eye stalks that extend. I didn't know that was a Minotaur trait.
Turns
I
to the door.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Well, he's across the room. We'll stick with Jamie for a minute.
Alright. Well, I give her a silver for her trouble, and I thank
Okay.
her.
It's no
And I
trouble
make
at all.
my way over. And I make, well, if you don't want a tip, then I'll take it back. No. And I make my way over to who she pointed to.
Okay. You walk over to this dwarf. He's scraggly looking. He's got a lot of road-hardened look to him. Some gray in his beard, long black hair. Has a big sword resting against the table, and he looks up. Says, "Can I help
kind
you,
of sword?
kid?" It's a scimitar.
Oh, all right. Yes, I understand you go by the name Slag Foehammer.
I do. You heading to Volga today?
Yes, I am.
All right, hold on a second. And he pulls out a book and he flips through it. He's like, you don't look like a docker. Are you you're not Lightfoot, are you? That sounds no.
I have a badge of my rank, apparently, insignia of rank, which
Okay.
I'm probably wearing,
Yeah.
which is probably very solemnic.
Right. It looks like this guy just has a list of names, not necessarily descriptions or. What do they call you, kid?
They call me Ven, but I also go
Oh
by
yeah,
Drek.
no, I see you right here. Friend of Green Shield.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Have a seat. We've got looks like 3 more we're waiting for.
Okay.
I thought maybe that guy was one of them because it's Steady Hoof sounds like a Minotaur name, but
The Minotaur over at the bar?
yeah, I mean I don't see any others in here, but maybe not.
Aren't they a foul bunch?
They can be for sure.
Like birds?
If you run across an entire ship full, then
Eye stalks and feathers.
tack the other way. But 1 or 2 on land, they're manageable.
Fair enough, I guess. I've heard some stories, so
They're
At
probably true.
that, Docker stands up. Manageable depends who you are.
So are
you're
you?
looking for Docker,
go ahead.
that's me.
All right, you're going to Volga, right?
Yeah,
I'm Slag. I'm your guide.
I see.
We
Friend
just
of
got
Green
2
Shield,
more to
eh?
wait for. I knew him. I don't know if I'd call us friends. We had a tussle once or twice, but he wasn't a decent. He was a decent fella.
Well,
I'm
if you
probably not
tussled with
staying for
him-
the funeral, but
If you tussled with him, you might be worth your salt.
now at that moment, there's a commotion at the door, and 2 guys. You see from where you're seated, you see what looks like a short top knot of hair bobbing by some chairs, and 2 city guards coming running in, going, "Hey, that's my pouch you got there, kid, or you stupid rat."
Oh, thank God I found you. Here you go. You gotta be more careful with these.
He kind of snatches it out of your hand. It's like, "God, I hate your kind." And the 2 storm back out the door. And NG Lightfoot enters the building. The bartender kind of tries to not look at you. not get your attention. But you run in and you take in the room, and it's full of sailors and off-duty guards, and they're all kind of... You watch as every hand goes to their pouch, and they're all looking in your direction.
I see Yvonne learned from his mistake. Okay, do I see the gathering?
Yeah. You can see the... You don't know who you're supposed to be meeting with, but you see a dwarf and a minotaur and a young human male seated in a booth.
And what was his first name again?
Slag?
Slag. Hi, you must
Definitely
be slow.
dwarven name.
What?
Aye, you must be Lightfoot then.
Indeed I am. What are we doing?
I was afraid of this. Have a seat. You're
Afraid of what?
Are you going to see Greenshield's funeral?
Yes, we were the best of friends.
Then you're in the right place. Now, there's that last fella. And at this moment, we have our Aragon moment. Across the room, in a shadowed alcove, a hooded green hood lifts just slightly, revealing an elven ear listening to this whole conversation. Am I misinterpreting your character, Chris?
Probably wouldn't hang out in the bar.
Okay. So you enter, slipping in the shadows. Are you not trying? You're like archery type, right?
Yeah, ranged fighter.
Okay. Well, you can make your entrance however you deem most appropriate.
I enter the establishment. I walk straight up to the bar. I say, "Hello, I am Chamfer Basil. I am looking for a dwarf by the name of Fohammer."
She says, "Wow, Slag's important tonight. He's right over there, and he's got 3 other friends. So, make yourself at home. Would you like a drink?"
He ignores the bartender and just walks straight over.
Okay. Slag looks up. He's like, this must be Bizel. Right, that makes 4. We can head out now if you like. It's about a day upriver or downriver. Or we can wait till the morning. Don't mind me either way. Actually, yeah, it's exactly a day. We will have to cross the river when we get there, but I'm going to say there's a bridge, so he doesn't say anything.
Or ford.
Or a ford, yes. It's a pretty fast-moving river, I think.
Is it a ford or fjord?
Fjord. We'll say for the sake of expedience, he has someone, mysterious benefactor, has already prepaid for your rooms. So you have rooms for the night, and he says, "All right, we're gonna leave at first light. So be down here.
Is it a ford or fjord?
Crack of dawn, fjord." We'll get the jump on this. I'm gonna get to say for the sake of expedience, he has rumors of war and all. I don't want to be caught out after dark. You understand? He gives you
Yeah,
the
I'd rather
keys.
fight in the light.
Who has dark vision? Do Minotaurs have dark vision?
Not me.
Humans don't. Kender don't. I found that out. The elves do, obviously. Might just be the elves and dwarf. All right. Well, he gives you rooms. They have key number. Gives you keys. They have room numbers. He doesn't give you room. They have key numbers on them. That would be weird. And you can.
You have key cards.
Yes. Or you have a phone app too. You just do it that way. So you spend the night in a moderately moderate level of sanitation and comfort, but it's decent. And you wake up in the morning to find Slag in the common room, feasting on something. And so you all show up. I'm not gonna stretch it out any more than I have to. Sorry, I'm rambling. It's been a day. And you set out for the trek to...
Excuse me,
All on foot.
Fullhammer. Is
It will
this
be on
short
foot.
one coming with us?
I'm afraid so.
It's all on foot, right?
It is.
All right. I will take the very last position in the line of travel,
Okay.
keeping everyone in front of me.
I will make sure I'm behind the Kender. And that all my buttons are buttoned.
I will actively try to find stuff from my friends. Make sure they don't drop anything.
Make sure they don't drop anything. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, you set out, and there's a road. Oh, go ahead.
You couldn't find us a decent craft in this whole town?
Craft? Oh, what?
A different, decent, yeah, boat.
Oh.
We're going upriver, ain't we?
Yeah, and it's not like we have a dwarf with us.
Oh yeah, they sink. They don't like.
Yeah, I remember Ken in
Flint.
Autumn
Flint used to
Twilight.
hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One
but
time
we
you got on a
have
boat.
someone even runtier. Probably slow us down.
I have to adjust.
Who's gonna slow us?
It's not that he's slow. It's that you got to watch your bags. Don't worry, Doug. I
Short
have
legs,
plans.
small steps.
I recommend everybody check their character sheets at the beginning of every session to make sure nothing has the note that says missing on it.
I just can't help myself, guys.
Because
You
I
have to
do plan
understand
on I do plan on messing with people's inventories between sessions. You have a Kender in the party. It has to happen. Oh right.
I think that makes them more fun than having to roll every time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be an 8. Like it just happens.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I'll probably also put the note on your sheet, Doug. It'll say like blank and then somebody's name in it, so that if you want to go, hey, I found this. Is this yours?
Mhm. More like,
Right.
I didn't realize they even owned this.
Yeah. Now it doesn't help that most people only have like weapons and armor, so you're not going to have their weapons or armor probably. But any odds and ends people pick up might wind up in your pouches now and then. So you travel for about half a day when you, and for the most part, Slag is just talking about Green Shield, how you met him, what he meant to you, and you get the impression from his stories that he is a reformed highwayman. Like he was kind of a bit of a unsavory type for a while until he met Green Shield, and it kind of gave him an idea of maybe he could make a living not robbing people. But he still has a reputation around certain areas, and so he's not going to be going to the actual funeral because he's not welcome in Vulgar. But he's acting as guide for you as his way of paying tribute without being able to actually go in and witness the whole thing. But as you're traveling down the road at some point in the early afternoon, a young woman comes running down the road in your direction. She lets out a quivering scream. Please help! And she rushes around the bend ahead of you. She kind of just collapses in a heap in front of you. Help me! You have to help me! It doesn't take a minute to realize that she's not being chased by anyone.
Well, I look to our guide for, like, is this normal?
No. What's wrong, ma'am? What's going on? She's like, we were attacked! We were attacked! She points up the road. Cloaked figures! Black cloaks! They've killed all the soldiers! We have to help them. You're well armed. Go, please. You have to help them.
This could be an ambush.
Perception?
Or insight?
If
If you're trying to interpret her behavior.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She seems genuinely terrified. Whew.
Well,
sure
we
you're
should
not part
investigate.
of them.
We
So
should
what-
investigate. Who's coming with me?
She falls
No
into
one?
the back of the group.
All right. I guess I will proceed by myself.
Is anyone else going with?
Sorry, I was
Alright.
reading something on my character sheet.
Let's move cautiously, says Slag. We don't know what we're in for here. You approach as a group cautiously.
Perhaps approach through bushes on the side of the road?
You can do that. The young woman will come with you, but she is staying in the back of the party, and she's basically saying, "Okay, it's right here. It's right around here. Okay, just past this rock right here. You'll see them." And
Alright.
as you're going, are you in the woods or are you on the road?
I
I
am
am in the woods.
All right, so let me put you here. Who else is on the road? Who else is in the woods?
Is there a map we're supposed to be on, or are
You
just
will
setting
be.
it up?
You will be. I'm just trying to set it up
Alright.
first. Because once I move you to the map, it kind of there's
Yep.
no yeah.
We
I don't know,
understand.
It'll be the big
What's going
reveal. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So if Bezel's approaching from, or sorry, Bezel is approaching from the woods, how is everyone else? Then you in the front.
Yes. At this
Okay.
point, yes.
Okay. Chris.
Doctor's coming up on his side and looks like he's kind of cracking his knuckles and... Finally, something worth doing on this road.
Okay, I'm gonna have her in the back, and I'm going to bring you. Well, I'm gonna read first, and then I'm gonna bring you over here. You see a wrecked wagon lying toppled, surrounded by armored corpses. Strange figures pick through the remains. From beneath the figures' dark cloaks jut scaly wings and sharp reptilian features.
Are they tall? Oh. I was going to say, are they short? Are they tall?
They are not like anything you've ever seen before.
Are they,
And
are they
we're not familiar with the Dragonlance race.
medium
not.
sized?
All right. You there. Stop what you're doing.
Okay.
I make hand gestures from the bushes to indicate that there's 5 of them.
The one in the back, the largest one, shouts out something. It doesn't say what language he would shout in, so I'm guessing. Does anyone speak Draconic?
Nope.
Okay. He shouts out something, and he runs off down the road this way with these two, leaving these two to draw weapons and approach you.
All right. Very well then.
I'm going to see if there is an art handout for these guys. Yes. And the big one.
Jesus Christ! I don't
They are wearing cloaks, but when they draw weapons, the cloaks fall aside. You know what I didn't get was battle music. I grabbed everything else, but I didn't grab Rat Battle.
Yeah, this is good.
No. Gotta have Rat Battle. Okay, let's turn that down a little bit. Stop the happy music. And get the initiative tracker up. There we go.
Oh, they got scales and wings. There might be something worth fighting on this continent after all.
Has everybody rolled?
I have not.
No. Make sure you select your token first before you roll.
Yep. Okay, that's why. I'm not. There we go. All right, initiative.
It looks like we're just missing. Yeah, there we go.
That'd be me. Where's the initiative button on this? There it
I
is.
don't know,
I see it.
Found it?
Is it just the initiative where you have like the modifier?
Yeah. Do you have somebody twice on here? Or am I just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Why am I seeing 8 different? What the hell am I doing? Alright, 1, 2. I think I'm going crazy.
I'm only seeing.
Oh, because Ren's not here. I'm like, why am I counting 7 on the tracker and seeing? Because 2 of you are not here for this. All right, NG, you are first. As Ven called out, it seems to have startled whatever these things are, and the one in charge has left 2 to deal with you while they have retreated into the underbrush.
All right. Am I in range for my Hoopak sling?
I believe it says the range on the sling.
It should. Under attacks.
Yeah, 30 feet. Oh yeah, you've got to be in range.
All right, then I'm just gonna go ahead and
Okay, don't forget you have mastery, so when you use a certain weapon, you might be able to apply the benefit. I think Sling has the slow ability. Range 14 is a hit. Which one are you hitting? Top or bottom one?
top.
Okay. Hit the damage button. Doesn't auto roll anymore, but it's right there in the chat thing. 6. Okay.
Should it be bludgeoning?
Yes, because you're
Okay.
throwing a rock at them.
Yep.
All right. Now it does slow, right? It's a hoopak. It's a sling.
Yeah, it's a. What do you mean?
In the center of your character sheet under masteries, I believe you have.
Yes, it says
sling.
slow. Yep.
So, can you see what it says it does?
It says sling slow. property slow, source rogue, and then there's an info. If you hit the creature and deal damage, you can reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. If the creature is hit more than once by weapons that hit its property, the speed does not exceed 10 feet.
Okay, so he's slowed. I'm gonna do. I gotta change the tokens on this. And just do that, even though it's a wing. And I don't know if you can see their health bars, but I'll do that so you can.
And now on that one.
Yeah, should be able to see them both now. All right. Do you have any other actions, or are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, Bazel.
Hold on.
Holding.
Here.
Yep.
And shoot at this one.
Oh, okay. Let me back up. Let me say, I know this is kind of story cheating. I'm just gonna say that these three have been removed from the battlefield, only because if you draw them into it, you have changed the challenge rating significantly.
Okay.
You don't want that cap hack to stick around.
All right.
This is supposed to be your player's first introduction to Draconians.
All right.
So you run into, but they have disappeared into the trees, and we'll say taken flight or something. So you can't. The bottom one.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Whoa. Okay.
Oh.
Well, 22 is a hit.
Okay.
It's everything about your weapon, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it says slow at the bottom too.
Yep.
Oh, the Hoopak didn't do that because I had to put it in manually. Because it's not a 2024 weapon, it's a
I clicked on the
weapon.
yellow attack button.
Alright, well it hit, so you can roll your damage. 6. Alright, they both taken 6 damage.
Hold on.
Is he also slowed then?
Yes, he should be. Also, where is it? I have savage attackers, so once per turn. I hit a target with a weapon. I can re-roll the weapon's damage.
Okay. Take the bigger number or just add it to
It says pick whichever one you want. Yeah, so
Okay.
the bigger number.
Yeah. So you can just, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we
Oh,
go.
alright. We'll do that one. Okay. Is that your turn?
Alright. That's... move back another.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's Docker's turn.
Okay. I'm guessing we've drawn weapons at that point. So
Oh yeah, weapons are out. Weapons hot.
Docker's got his short sword and scimitar.
Okay.
And
Remember your weapon properties. It makes a difference which one you attack with first.
yeah.
Short sword, that's a hit. So it makes your next attack with advantage. Yep.
Yeah. So
Whew, wow. Maybe these guys aren't as tough as I thought they were.
and then I'll do my scimitar, which I have advantage on. We're going to talk about. Oh.
Do it. Alright, that is a hit. Because of advantage. And it doesn't cost you a bonus action because of the Nick ability. Alright, you finish him off.
It shouldn't do quite that much because it shouldn't have the sneak attack. But
He was only down to 2 damage. Oh, did it do sneak attack on the first one?
yeah.
Do you get that for a solo?
Oh, good
Combat?
point. Well, it would have happened on the second one then.
Yeah. So either way, it would have been enough damage. All right, you reduce him to 0 hit points, killing him, but introducing Draconians. As he dies, his body immediately turns to stone and begins to release a gas. Make a Constitution save.
All of us, or just him?
Nope, just him. He's the only one within 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, you just pass. As the bits of gas slip up your nostrils, you begin to feel your joints want to tighten, but you're able to stretch it out and resist and not become paralyzed. The other Draconian, seeing its ally fall, shouts a battle cry and steps forward and swings his short sword at you twice. Wow. Those are terrible rolls. Yeah, he misses both times. Slice, right, yells at something at you in a language you don't understand.
Maybe you should have turned the stone first.
There is, because of the way they explode, when he turns into stone and then just kind of, after it releases the gas, it just, well, it doesn't crumble yet, but it will. Slag is going to charge forward. Actually, he's not going to charge forward. He's got a crossbow. He's just going to shoot at it with a crossbow. Mystic sound. Okay. He fires a shot. He misses. Then
I am move up to 20 feet here. And try to hit him with my scimitar.
do you have the mastery for it?
No.
Okay.
My starting equipment does not match my abilities, so I'm hoping to get some different gear shortly.
I was going to say you
the
can
laser
change
route.
the masteries based on what weapons you start with.
No,
if you want.
I want the mastery.
Okay.
I
the
think
starting
you can
equipment.
change the masteries with a long rest or something.
Yeah, it's something
It's
like
not.
that.
It's not.
Exactly. Yeah, this is something with that. We have to learn that one. But that is definitely a hit for 8 damage.
That is it.
And that is it. All right. That guy's dead. So it makes it
we-
Engie's turn again. But
Supposed to see their health bar.
you should. Do you not?
All right. No, I do.
Yeah, I shared it so you
Just
know
wasn't
which
sure.
one was awarded.
All right.
Yeah. Engie?
Oh, I thought he was dead.
One of them's dead. The other one's still alive.
Oh, okay. I thought the other one was already dead. All right, I'm gonna move down to here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go with Hoopak and melee.
Okay.
What's the +5 attack button for? What's that all about?
That is the plus you get to hit with it. Just click
Oh,
on
okay.
that.
Am I at
Attack.
advantage where I am right now?
No. And we're not. 2024 doesn't have a flanking advantage.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry about it. It's actually a good thing because then you don't have to worry so much about moving all the time.
I got a
That's
15.
it. Yep.
All right, damage 6.
6. And what's the ability on that, on the spear?
Oh, good call. Sap.
Zap. Okay, I don't even know what that one. It just knocks him unconscious, right?
Let me just take a look at that.
I don't remember.
I think it gives them disadvantage.
If you hit a creature with this weapon, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack.
Nice. Alright, it's Bizzle's turn.
I have to move
Until
over
my next
here
turn.
to get a good shot.
Okay. Oh yeah, then he's not slowed anymore.
Twang.
Twang! That's a hit. Alright. He dies and also immediately turns to stone releasing a toxic gas. I need Ven, Docker, and NG to make a Constitution save. Alright, Docker. This time you are not so lucky. You feel your joints tighten up until you are petrified. And I need NG to make a roll as well.
Okay, what's that?
Constitution save?
Oh, Constitution save. Sorry, my son popped in. Save.
Well, it was enough. So Ven and NG feel as if something, as the gas releases all around you, you kind of feel your joints start to tighten, but you shake it off. But you see Docker is like frozen to the point where his skin is turned gray.
Poke him.
What is going on over here? What's wrong with him? He's kind of shaking, but he does not move because he's literally rock-like at the moment. After a minute of shaking him, you begin to feel your joints loosen. You begin to get the color of your skin back. But at that same moment, the two bodies of the Draconians completely turn to dust and just go to the ground, just a pile of dust, leaving no evidence. What were those things? The young woman goes over and she starts crying over the bodies of the dead soldiers. And now that the combat has subsided, you notice that all three of them are wearing armor of Knights of Solamnia.
You must really like cured meats.
Wow, this adventure is not stingy. Jamie, would you like a set of plate armor?
Yes, please.
Damn.
Yes, please.
The three soldiers each wear plate armor with filigree and horn helmets distinctive to Knights of Solamnia.
Are they paper plates?
Sorry. But each suit bears vicious claw marks that renders it unusable. so close. What a tease. Terrible DM. There are 3 long swords, 8 days of food and water, and 40 gold pieces amongst.
I'll take one of those long swords.
Is that one of the
exactly
weapon
what I was
accessories you have? Perfect. And the young woman does not begrudge you taking the weapons, and even doesn't mind if you take the 40 gold. But she would like help bringing the bodies to the farm nearby.
Do the knights have like a dog tag?
I'm gonna say yes, but I don't have names off the top of my head. I'm not a Matt Mercer. I don't have a list of NPC names.
No,
nobody you've heard of.
Something I could take with me that when I report back, I could be like, these 3 we found dead.
Yeah, I think they're probably all members of the Sword Order, and they have a note with them that states that they were investigating reports of farmsteads being raided by strange creatures. The remains of the wagon looks like it was mostly foodstuffs, but it's been picked through. Whatever the Draconians were looking for, they either found or give up on looking for. I assume you would help her, and Slag is all for it, bringing the bodies of the knights to the nearest farmstead where they will take care of proper burials and compensation and
yes,
and whatnot. Slag also obviously has no idea what the creatures were. And the farmers and the young woman have no idea either. They've only seen them in passing, and this is the closest she's seen to one alive. Usually they come in quickly, dispatch whatever it is they're fighting, and take off. And obviously there's nothing to bring back to show any proof of it because of the way they disappear when they die.
The knights didn't have any shields or anything?
No. Not according to this. Sadly, no. But after that, you spend most of the rest of the day dealing with that, and which unfortunately means you're going to arrive in Volgar a day late because Slag doesn't want to travel at night in case there are more of these about. And he asks the farmer if you can crash there in the barn for the evening. So, amidst the hay and the smell of horses, you catch a fitful night's sleep before setting out first thing in the morning for the last half a day's travel to Volgar.
By the way, Docker's going to take the money and from the guards and then look at him and then say,
Oh, I suppose anyone else wants some? You did help.
I give him a disgusted look and turn away.
Guess not.
I would have assumed it would have gone back with the personal effects.
Good to see somebody has some morals.
Well, they're not gonna need them. The money.
Oh, but Emily might.
Yeah, true.
So is this Vulgar?
This is Volgar. The fishing village of Volgar clings to a spit of land reaching into the Vingard River. Wooded cliffs overlook the community, and the only path from the north descends past the ivy-covered remains of a crumbling stone keep. The village's modest wooden buildings cluster around a quaint central circle and along a riverbank. Jutting into the river, out of place and seemingly out of time, stands an incomplete stone bridge of incredible artisanship. The structure clearly dates to before the Cataclysm, eclipsing its modern piers in size and sturdiness. The bridge crosses less than half the river's width before giving way to a series of ropes and tethered rafts serving as ferries. On the river itself, dozens of small boats drift along the slow, murky waters as the fishers of Volgar ply their trade. This is as far as I've read, so I'm going to stop, which is actually good because that means I can get to work on time without pissing anybody off.
Woo!
That works for me too, because I was just told that I need to drive my dad down to Thornton Collision to drop his car off.
It helped that we started a little bit early because Jim was able to get on a tad early. You may also level up to level 2.
Yay.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
You want me to start
Right.
the recording? Or
Yes, you can stop the stream. Yep.